What percentage of Americans do you think are willing to work that hard as you? Not that many.
I come across loads of people that are working really, really hard for really low wages. So I had an idea, and maybe I'm good at making ice cream flavors, coming up with ice cream flavors. Somebody else is a really good roofer, and they work really hard roofing.
Right.
Why shouldn't they get paid?
You want a roofer to get paid $326 million?
I'm not saying that much. All I'm saying is that what is the minimum wage in the country?
Let's say 15 million, give or take.
The minimum wage.
Let's say it's $7.20.
$7.20.
Sure, but
that should be illegal. That's a poverty wage. You shouldn't be. We shouldn't be in a country whereby you work 40 hours a week full time, and you can't afford to have a decent life.
I agree with you, but let me ask you a question. For the people that get paid $7.25, for those who do, the few that do, why do you think they do?
I don't know how many there are, but I think there's a lot.
But why do you think they only get paid $7? They don't have to say yes to it.
It's the only job they can find.
Why can't they find any other jobs? Think about that. Actually answer that question right. Why can't they find another job? Rob, what's the least amount you ever got paid?
To calculate, it'd be annually $22,000 a year.
So $22,000 a year divided by, divide four, and how many hours a week were you working, Rob?
50.
Okay, do 50 times 50 is 2,500. Do 22,000 divided by 2,500. $7, $8, and 8.8.
Yep.
So do you make 8.8 right now?
No.
Did you ever think you're going to make the kind of money you're making right now?
Not when I was making $22,000 a year.
Right? So, but when you came here and all of a sudden you're like, well, we can really build something special here, right?
Correct.
But why do we pay you that? Why do we pay, whatever the number you know, why do we pay you what we pay you?
Experience, hard work, what I can do in the future. A combination of all three, I think.
Great, but have you earned it?
Yes.
If somebody
Still earning it, though.
I know you are, and you're working your ass off, but if somebody right now paid you $7.25, would you take it?
No.
Why, though?
Because I've gotten to a place where my hard work is deserved to be rewarded.
That's right. And guess what? If right now this doesn't work out, do you have options?
Yes.
But you like being here?
Love it.
Of course. So that's the part. So for me, I have to realize I got to take care of the guy. And then for him, guess what he's got to realize? He's got to bring value. And that's the part when I hear that message sometimes, I'm like, okay, I get it, $7.25. They don't have to say yes to it.
You know, I think about my life.
Okay.
I'm white. I grew up in a family where my father was a college graduate.
Yeah.
He went to school at night. He was able to buy a house based on a government program that provided money to buy a house for white people, but by federal regulation, it was not available to black people. They would not loan. This was about redlining. The government would not loan into areas that were mostly black, and even if a black person wanted to buy a house in a white area, they said, "Oh no, you can't do that because then it'll be black." That's illegal, immoral, unfair, and so the
What year was that?
I want to. What year? Well, I was born in 1951, so
let's say
it was around there.
Okay.
That's when they did it.
You're talking about like 50s is before, like this is pre-MLK era.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And
it's a different America today, though.
Well, the America today has a lot to do with the America of the 1950s and before. So my parents were able to buy that house, and that's what helped them build wealth. That's where they got their equity. That's what allowed them to send me to a decent college.
Okay.
That's what allowed them to be in that neighborhood that had good public schools. And there's a lot of other people, say black people, that housing program was not available to. They were not able to build that equity. They were not able to build that generational wealth. They were not able to go to decent public schools. And so they didn't get that education. And that's part of what leads to the current situation where, you know, if you look at the disparity in wealth between black people and white people, I mean, it's kind of huge. And, you know, I mean, the whole country was, you know, it goes back generations.
You're comparing today to the 50s. This is a very different America. I mean, I understand. So the part that I truly want to sympathize with you and empathize with you and understand is the life you've lived. I've not lived your life. So I can't sit there and put myself in your shoes and say, well, you know what? I understand why you have the certain feelings that you have. We all have our own set of stories. I got it. But let's face it, you didn't have enough money where your parents could finance it because you guys had to take a $5 ice cream course to learn how to do this. So it's not like your parents gave you $200,000 to start a business with. Now bring it to me. So now how about me? I wasn't born here, right? Mm-hmm. My parents got a divorce. My dad was a cashier at a 99-cent store. I go in the military and I get out. I had a 1.8 GPA in high school. I'm planning on staying in the military for 20 years. Should I be felt sorry for because my parents got a divorce and I was a welfare kid and I had a 1.8 GPA and I went over there? No, I don't. My dad never felt sorry for me.
Nobody's talking about feeling sorry for you.
But wait a minute. You're saying generational wealth. You know how much money my parents gave to me? 99 cents. But you know what they gave me? I was born in. I lived here at 12 years old. I came to America. It's the greatest gift. The greatest gift anybody can give you is being born in America. So you know what I did with that? I went to work, and I made some money, and I'm not white, and I'm Middle Eastern, and I'm from Iran, and people have called me a lot of weird names while I was in the military. They call me terrorist. They call me this. They call me that because I was in the military, because I have a Middle Eastern look they had never seen when I was in Alabama. Do I really want you to feel sorry for me? I think the part about like looking at it from that standpoint, your argument is the generational wealth argument. Your parents gave you generational wealth and maybe others didn't get it.
I'm not saying that they gave me money. I mean, you know, they were able to pay for college for me.
Do you think even without college, you would have eventually built Ben & Jerry's? What did you learn from college that helped you build Ben & Jerry's? I'm curious.
Not much.
Thank you. So let's just say they don't pay you for college. Would you have eventually still built Ben & Jerry's?
What I'm getting to is the whole way that the whole environment in which I was brought up, being able to go to really good public schools. And, you know, I go to low income areas in places around our country, and the schools are shit.
Why do you think, though? Why do you think? Why do you think? Do you really want to go there? It's not going to be good if you really want to go there.
I assume it's about money and funding.
Do you know out of the top 25 crime cities in America, how many of them are ran by a Democratic mayor? 21 of them. Sometimes it's 17, sometimes it's 21. Why do you think?
So what are you saying? That they're high crime because they're run by a Democratic?
Of course it is. Do you know since DC?
That is the logical fallacy.
But do you know DC?
I want to talk about the logical fallacy.
Do it. I want to hear. Please break down my argument.
It's the logical fallacy of post hoc ergo propter hoc.
Right.
After it, therefore, because of it. That
okay.
Because something happens after something happened doesn't mean that it caused it.
Ben, can you pull up what are the top 5 cities in America in crime? Pull up what are the top 5 cities in America in crime? In crime. Can you zoom in a little bit because my eyes, yeah. All right, Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, Detroit, Michigan, Baltimore, Maryland, Little Rock, Arkansas. Can you do me a favor? Keep that page and can you ask the same question. Who are the mayors of each city? By the way, I don't know this because we're just spitballing right now. So I don't know the answer. I 5 of them may be Republican, and I may look like a fool right now. So do me a favor, Rob. Take each one of them, copy paste Paul Young in Memphis, Tennessee, and just put mayor next to it. Yeah, is that him? Can you go and see where he's at politically? Democratic Party, top right. Okay, let's go to the next one. Tashara Jones, mayor. Let's do the same thing. And again, I don't know. She's probably a Republican. Nope, she's a Democrat. Okay, let's go to the next one.
I want to know what your point is. Let's assume they're all Democratic. I mean, we know that most cities...
It's called horrible policies. What's this one? Is this one a Republican?
Unaffiliated.
Unaffiliated. Can you go click on the guy's profile? Let's go a little bit deeper. If you can go on his Wikipedia, zoom in. So Detroit, Michigan. Go a little bit lower, Rob. Can you, okay, there it is. Political party, Democrat. He just changed last year after Trump.
But I want to know what your point is.
Let's go to the next one. I'll make my point. Let's go to Brandon Scott, Baltimore, Maryland.
Democrat.
Another Democrat. Let's go to the 5th one. What an interesting exercise this was. I wasn't even expecting to do this. Boom. 545. 545. So why do you think that is, though? By the way, D.C., when you think about the biggest income disparity in America, you know what city is the biggest income disparity with the most people making over $200,000 and the most people making less than $20,000? It's D.C. Can you look up when is the first time D.C. had a mayor? When is the first time D.C. had a mayor? Let's look at this.
I'm happy to look at it, but I'm concerned that you're making the logical fallacy.
But let's look at this. When's the first time D.C., first ever elected mayor of D.C., Rob? Can you type in first ever elected mayor of D.C.? First ever elected mayor of D.C. I think it's like 70s.
73. Walter Washington.
Okay, can you go on ChatGPT and ask, since 1973, how many Republican mayors has D.C. had? Zero. So here's my question for you. If all these people, look at that, Walter Washington, Democrat, Marion Barry, Democrat, Sharon Kelly, Democrat, Marion Barry again, Democrat, Anthony Williams, Democrat, Adrian Fenty, Democrat, Vincent Gray, Democrat, Muriel Bowser, Democrat. If they've had this city as a Democratic voter since 1975 and they are so noble and they have such great policies and they're black, how come they haven't been able to fix it? Why?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't.
You don't think maybe it's bad policies? You don't think it's that maybe we have to try something else?
Well, like what?
Nowadays, more than ever, the brand you wear reflects and represents who you are. So for us, if you wear a Future Looks Bright hat or a Valuetainment gear, you're telling the world, I'm optimistic. I'm excited about what's going to be happening, but you're a free thinker. You question things. You like debate. And by the way, last year, 120,000 people got a piece of Future Looks Bright gear with Valuetainment. We have so many new things. The cufflinks are here. New Future Looks Bright. This is my favorite, the green one. Just yesterday, somebody placed an order for 100 of these. If you watch the PBD podcast, you got a bunch to choose from. White ones, black ones. If you smoke cigars and you come to our cigar lounge, we have this high quality lighter cutter and a holder for the cigars. We got sweaters with the Valuetainment logo on it. We got mugs. We got a bunch of different things. But if you believe the future looks bright, if you follow our content and what we represent with Valuetainment, with PBD Podcast, go to vtmerch.com. And by the way, if you order right now, there's going to be a special VT gift inside just for you. So again, go to vtmerch.com, place your order, tell the world that you believe the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.